Welcome to Basement Sessions, the A0X podcast. This is our episode number 6, where we head down to the basement, the place where the magic happens and startups are born. Here we interview founders building blockchain projects to understand what they are creating, what they have learned along the way, and why it matters, and what's coming next. So today, we're joined by Roger Francis, a mathematician and incentive engineer who's been immersed in crypto since 2013. He's currently building AlignerZ. Maybe you can help me after that on the pronunciation.
Al- AlignerZ Labs.
AlignerZ. So driven by frustration with traditional early investment models like ICOs and IDOs that often become a race to get in fast and sell even faster. I think everyone in crypto has experienced this. So AlignerZ flips that dynamic. Instead of competing on speed, participants compete on conviction. So the longer vesting you're willing to accept, the more priority and the better discount you will receive, and rewarding long-term alignment over short-term exits. So welcome. Before we start, is there anything else you would like to add or clarify?
Thank you. Thank you, Daniel, for this beautiful introduction. I'm honored to be here, and I believe I have nothing to add right now, but I will add something in the end of the session.
So tell us about what motivated you to build AlignerZ.
Yeah, the chart, innovation, non-stop innovation getting killed by priced action. Look, crypto is like the early internet. So, and people would love to invest in the next Amazon and to be early, not in the like a quick pump and dump or a casino play. Actually, that's what we want. But the game transformed, even if the tech is good, even if it is the next financial infrastructure, but the market is using it like a casino, like a poker game, like a gambling game. And the majority of Web3 users don't want this. They want to find the next Amazon, the next big thing that will make big success, not only achieve product market fit. And with these models, ICOs, IDOs, airdrop, and all of these, it's impossible, mathematically impossible for the chart or the token to behave well and for the project to succeed on long term. It's almost impossible. That's how almost every innovation is getting killed. And that's why we are seeing like the best stories in Web3 are like copycats, another layer one, another layer two, another like DEX, another SEX, another painting. Innovation are like they have no chance to build for the long term. Everything is designed for extremely short term. So, and projects cannot achieve product market fit and grow with these models. So it took me a while to figure out a financial solution, which we implement at AlignerZ, and to change the incentives from a poker game into like something that lasts, something that change the incentives and change the economy as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess in my perspective, at least A0X, we launched our token. We used a fair launch platform to do it, and that's controversial for many. We didn't have proper vesting schedules, but we had before. So, but we didn't have much distribution for that another project. So for AlignerZ, would you say it's more like focused on fixing the infrastructure to create or to launch your token, or more like the distribution so your token gets to the public?
Actually, everything is connected, and if one thing fails, everything will fail, everything will collapse. You have to fix the distribution, distribution, the incentives, and the behavior. That's why we had to reinvent vesting schedules. Look, okay, we want to change the incentives from whoever accepts longer vesting schedule wins. And you cannot make it happen unless you change the whole game. It's not like you want this will happen. So we had to add a lot of stuff, even yield. We are adding yield on vesting schedules. So whoever gets a vesting schedule, he will have a tradable asset, which is in our situation, tradable vesting schedule, that generates yield as well. So he is not punished for becoming a long-term investor. He must be rewarded, actually. In Web3 today, what we are doing is everything we are doing in Web3 today is to punish long-term investment and to reward the speculation and quick flips and degen stuff. This must not be the case. This must be the other way around. So that's why we reinvented the vesting schedule. We make them tradable vesting schedule, a schedule that you can sell, trade without trading the token itself. You will be literally selling your vesting schedule, and we had to change many things, such as token release, the way it happened. The vesting schedule can be split and merged, generate yield, and in the future, we will implement like a new DAO structure that gives voting power based on not only your allocation, your vesting lengths as well, because alignment right now is not taken into consideration in DAOs, and whoever holds a token, even if he is a quick flipper and a bad actor, it doesn't mind. It does not. That's what make DAO fails, and we believe time is the missing dimension that no one has tackled, and it solves almost every problem, every single problem we have today in Web3.
Is there any filter for a founder to launch a token with AlignerZ? It's like it's permissionless, or you do a curation of that?
Yeah, right now it's an experiment. We should not experiment with other projects. Actually, we should be able to showcase other projects, what is AlignerZ and how it operates before getting more business on the table. But we made actually our first experiment. We failed and we succeeded big time. It was a good experiment. We have right now only one model, which is initial weight offering. It's not open for everyone, but after MeTGE, we are going to introduce other models suitable like for even meme coins and other models for different distribution models that all of them benefit from the vesting schedule. Some of them are permissionless, and some of them must be, we must make due diligence on top of it to make sure that everything is well designed together, is in harmony together, if you want. Since I mentioned the experiment, I believe now it's a good time to tell the story of our previous experiment.
Yeah, please.
Actually, we made a TGE. We had 10,000, a little less than 10,000 users on our app during the TGE day. And it resulted only into 620 connected wallets, which translated into 153 bits. And from this 153 bit, we had 83 bit exactly, bidding worth between $1 and $5. So since we are a bidding model, no one, and we are not a first come, first served model. We are literally telling everyone, take your time. It doesn't matter when you place your bid. What matters is only how long is your vesting schedule. So we created unintentionally like a waiting room where everyone is joining and waiting for the pools to fill and to place like their final bids. They don't want like to make several bids back and forth. That's why we could only convert this small amount from the 10,000 user. So we refunded everyone. We took a step back. We are fixing this new structure right now. And once everything is fully finalized and well tested and everything is ready, we are gonna do like another marketing campaign and then to TGE again.
Well, I think definitely for not only for small projects, but also for large ones, the launching a token is something that you have to take a lot of, you have to put a lot of thought into that, have to be able to see the consequences of how you build your tokenomics, how you build your vesting schedules, if you are going to have any sort of utility or connection between your revenue and your token, because that would make much more interesting to be a long-term holder rather than a short-term, which is the incentive, because most of the volume, for at least for small or medium projects, are just about attention on the launch. So you can capitalize on that. The earlier you can get, snipers are getting a lot of value from that. Real people that maybe it's not using snipers, but it's analyzing projects and want to bet, they often get wrecked, basically, because the project maybe didn't got the traction it needed, wasn't as good or popular. So for you, what's the thing that this mechanism, or what's the thing that people don't understand and they're not doing about their vesting schedules or about their ICOs that they should like completely change?
It's not one thing. Look, the incentive. Look always at the incentive, because actually we failed also, ironically, on the incentive level, because during our experiment, users did not have the incentive to join early. So they did not join early. They just waited till the good moment, to the moment where they have to bid in order to place their bid. So always, I believe the hardest problem to solve is the incentives. Even if you have the best project on planet Earth and you make a TGE, whoever sell your token first, whether it was one of your team, VCs, or community, or degens even, they will be cashing out and while crashing the price on others. So the incentives here unintentionally became like a selling race. Everyone have tokens, and no one trusts that everyone else will keep holding this token. So it became like an exit scenario instead of an early momentum building scenario. With time, it became like this. People like adapt and learn, and the behavior change of the market. And all the TGE models became like an exit scenario. VCs want to make exit on TGE. The team want to make exits on TGE. That's why almost all the Web3 users became degens. They have to adapt, otherwise they will get wrecked. They want to sell as soon as possible and whenever they have like profits. We are unintentionally changing the incentives of everyone, and we had to change also again. Right now, in today's world, it's not about what is the project doing. It's about like literally speculation and who sell, how much volume, how did the market maker react, which exchange listed it. It's like literally pumps and dumps and these kind of things. Market makers, some of them are good, some of them are extractive, but either way, the problem remains as is. The market maker is not like the only problem in the space. The incentives of the market maker are similar to the incentive of everyone. We cannot blame anyone. The game is rigged. It's literally like telling you, go play poker and lose your money, because if you win, you will be extracting the money from other players. The game is to extract. We have to change it.
I really liked when I read from you, I think it's in your Twitter bio, that like, show me your incentives and I will show you the outcome. I think a lot of people, like maybe engineers or people working in crypto, understand that perfectly. Some people in crypto, I mean, living in crypto, even them, they don't understand that if you build the wrong incentives, you will get the wrong outcome. So I guess you know that from before, or maybe you had like real life experiences or software experiences that like really made you believe that you really have to look at incentives and to build good systems.
Yeah. Look, during the early days, I loved to join ICOs. I was literally like scrapping X all the time, non-stop, for new ICOs, and to study and read the white paper of every single ICO I see on X, and try to evaluate which one I'd like to invest. And I wanted to be early, actually. I wanted to hold the tokens for long term, but with time, it was a good success during the early days, but with time, the market adapted, and it became like you have to survive and to make quick exits. You cannot remain loyal and believe in the tech for the longer term because it's irrelevant. The tech is irrelevant. What is relevant is the distribution, token distribution, if you want. And I saw it and I watched how it evolved also. And and AlignerZ, as we know it today, is not like a one-day idea that I came with it. It's something that evolved for more than 3 years, actually. I made a lot of pivot. I added a lot of stuff. I optimized a lot of stuff, changed, added, and today it's in the final form. And even in the last final form, we had also to change one new thing. We mentioned earlier about the waiting room, making it a waiting room. There is always a room to enhance, upgrade your algorithm and your incentive. Always there is something to make it like a better solution for the problem.
Well, you've been here in the system for a while. Like you started in 2013. That's almost like in the very beginnings. So how did you first discover the ecosystem? And do you remember like the first ICO or TGE that you bought?
No, I don't remember the name actually. But during the early days, it was not ICO. I did not directly enter into ICO. I tried to make arbitrage and this kind of stuff. I tried to mine on my laptop. I killed my laptop, by the way. I kept it for like a week, non-stop mining. And it generated like 5 cents or something like this. It was like a big failure. Yeah, but I experienced almost everything. It's not like, okay, I read what others tell me and what influencers shows me and I directly believe. I have to test it and to experience it and to understand deep inside what is happening and why it's happening. It cost me a lot of money to learn, especially during the early days, because as I mentioned, I have to test everything. And that's the story. But I still remember, for example, holding like Solana during the early days. It was like CoinList was the biggest exchange. But before CoinList, there is like the decentralized exchanges who launch IDOs. I was not only like waiting for CoinList to list a token launch in order to ape and to get allocated from it. I was literally waiting for any project in order to read their white paper, to evaluate it, and to make a decision. Is it something that I would love to invest in it or not? So yeah, it took so that's the story of the ICOs.
Well, there's an interesting connection there with AlignerZ, because you lived those early days, but the industry has changed a lot. So if any founder with an interesting project wanted to launch a token and he approached you, where would you put the attention? What advice would you give these founders, or what are those projects that you think would be more successful? What do they have?
Look, it depends on the founders, actually. Some of them would prefer to get rich quick and not to succeed on a level of the protocol to achieve product market fit, but they can raise like millions of dollars, get fat bonuses, and then, okay, the project did not succeed, but they already got rich early. And those who have like literally like the intention of solving a problem, that they are passionate about it, and it's not like only about the money, it's about like I'm sorry, I can't find the word. I believe these guys, these kind of teams, must find an alternative token distribution solution, or the plan B is not to make a token at all, like Polymarket. Because the bad distribution of the token will kill or make your project. During the early days, I witnessed, like, we have AlignerZ and Solana. Both are layer one. Both are launched from CoinList. Both are well-funded. Both are incorporated in the US. The founder of AlignerZ is like an MIT professor. He had like 2 Nobel Prizes for tech. I forget the name of it. And the tech of AlignerZ was much, much superior than Solana during the early days. And they launched during the same year. Solana won the race because AlignerZ failed at the inflation level. The team decided to do something like Mega ETH. What is Mega ETH today doing? Like to release tokens based on token price. If the token price reaches this amount, this month we are gonna release this amount of tokens. So they had big inflation during the early days, which favored Solana token price, and it outperformed on the price level, even if they had during the early day a technology that fails every like now and then. Literally, the blockchain several times crashed, literally, for hours. And still, it doesn't matter. What matters is only the price, because people who are using it, they don't care if they did not use it right now. What they care for is, are they profitable, or are they being extracted? So that's how they, and also AlignerZ during the early days, they made partnership with FIFA, with USDC. USDC was the initial partner of AlignerZ during the early days. Literally. They had big partnerships, they had big success. Everything was like literally favoring AlignerZ, but on the token price level, Solana outperformed, and that's how Solana won the race and became the layer one, the alternative for Ethereum, if you want.
Crazy! I didn't know that part of the history, and of course, we know today Solana is huge, and it needs someone to dispute that actually. And AlignerZ failed, I guess, in part because they created inflation based on price performance, which is an incentive that can be taking in the wrong direction, I guess. The base.
Look, it's not. I'm not saying it's a worst case scenario. It's a good. It means the team is thinking about something to solve the price down, literally. But you are in a race. It's not you have to solve a problem. You have to be the first to win, not to solve problems only. You have to be ahead if you want.
Yeah. So now you're building on base this new solution. Why did you decided to build on base?
Everything, like literally, I tried during the early days. We had a grant from Polygon Labs through Thrive protocol, and we literally we are thankful for Polygon for supporting us during the early days. But as a founder, what matters the most for us is the problem and solve the problem, not on which layer 2 we are built. What matters is the problem for us. And we wanted to find the most suitable layer 2. Therefore, we were literally testing on different layer 2, such as Arbitrum, Polygon, Base. Every single week, we were literally live testing, opening a video broadcast on X and inviting a few people from our communities and doing some bits and getting to a TVS and playing with it live. We had a lot of testnet problems. That's not my thing. But once we had to decide which layer 2 is we are going for it. Actually, just XBT was one of the reasons. Second thing, they have the best support for builders. Literally, you can directly go and DM anyone from the team, and you will have a conversation, and a fast conversation. Other ecosystems, sometimes they will never reply to you. You have to bomb the conversation again and again and again. So they find enough time for you to reply and to answer you. Literally, it was the best support for builders. Plus, there is many other reasons, such as Coinbase listing. If you are built on Base, you have a token, you will have the opportunity to get listed on Coinbase. So it's a no-brainer also.
Huge. And
the community also here is active. They have the Base app, mini apps, a lot of stuff. Literally, it's built differently here.
It's true. For most of us, the community is a great feature of Base and Coinbase. Of course, having Coinbase in the back on that regulatory certainty, but also the huge distribution and the huge efforts they're doing to have a huge distribution in the world pushes us a lot to use Base. And we gladly we built JCXBT so builders could have even more support. Did you I guess you used the JCXBT while you were building AlignerZ, sorry. Can you tell us about how did you use JCXBT, or what did he do for you?
Yeah, actually, AlignerZ Labs was already built. We were in the testing phase, if you want, and we were trying to decide which ecosystem to have. But having just XBT to discuss with this AI and to guide you, to tell you, go to the Discord, speak to the DevRel, open a ticket here. We opened a Telegram group with the Base team. I can literally, based on our discussion with the Base team, he literally know every single one of the team, and he can assess the conversation and tell you, yes, this guy specialized in these kind of stuff. So it's a good outcome or bad outcome. Literally, it will be such an advisor. Of course, sometimes it cannot like give you the ultimate advice, but you have someone backing you up and doing a discussion with you whenever you want, however you want, even on a Saturday night. Like literally, you can. It's a good initiative, actually. Very good initiative.
Awesome. Yeah, that's one of the. I guess it's a unique feature that GSCXBT has, that he knows about the base team and their expertise. So if he captures that your project can be helped or supported by one of these guys, he will tell you, "Hey, go chat with this guy because he's an expert on that field." So that could help you like move forward with your project.
Yeah, and I believe with time it will evolve and become even more efficient at supporting builders, I believe. Right?
Yeah. More about AlignerZ. Like, can you tell us about what has been your biggest win while building this, and also your biggest learning?
Yeah, biggest win, actually, I'm so bullish on it. During, I mentioned earlier that we made a testing and we failed at the momentum level. We make the perfect waiting room where everyone like shows up and wait for the pools to fill, but no one has the incentive to bid early. So long story short, more than 10% of our bids had vesting schedule longer than 20 years in crypto.
Wow, 20 years.
Yeah, look, because they understood the game, how it changed. You don't have to trade the token. You can trade another asset, which is tradable vesting schedule. And this tradable vesting schedule generates yield. And the more vesting lengths you have, it will generate even more yield for you. It's designed asymmetrically and in a way that favors longer vesting schedule. So people, as I mentioned earlier, they don't want to quick flip. The market, they have to adapt to become degens. Everyone would like to find early, like Twitter, the big projects that succeed. Everyone would love to be early and to stick and to hold the bag and to ride the volatility up and down. It's not like everyone would like to quick flip. No, but we are not providing a secure financial layer where they can hold their bags peacefully without getting dragged. The game is rigged. Literally, once you fix this problem, everyone would like to be an early investor and big success, and Solana and Bitcoin and Ethereum and BNB and every single token that achieved like a good price performance. But they have to adapt survivability. That's it. The market is designed in an extractive way where every single user will have to adapt and to become a degen. Otherwise, he will, without any doubt, get wrecked every single time.
Yeah. I guess when you mentioned 20 years, I started to think that I have to know really well the founders or understand really well the technology they are building to bet on that such long time frame. I guess what kind of assets are those in where people are willing to wait 20 years?
Yeah, look, here's the difference. Time became an asset, and having a vesting length such as 20 years became a feature for your bank, not a punishment. It is right now, vesting as we know it is a punishment. But in today's era, it's look, you have to see it same like bonds. If you have a bond, means you have ownership over this amount of money. You cannot get the money right now, but in the future, on a specific date, you will be able to cash it out. Even though you can freely trade your bond before maturity. It doesn't matter. And it is the most liquid asset on planet Earth, much more than gold, by the way. In my country, gold and silver, physical gold and silver became like extremely scarce, and they had like premium over than 20% price of the main price, like additional premium if you have, if you want the physical gold. So it's not liquid. You cannot like buy it and sell it whenever you want. And so those who understand the game and understood that traders are actually the market. The traders are like 85, more than 85% of the market, and they don't care whether they are trading Doge, Shiba Inu, Bitcoin, Ethereum. They don't care about the token. They care about the potential profit, whether it's an NFT, a vesting schedule, a liquid token, what's the name of the token, who is the team, what is the roadmap of this project. It's irrelevant for them. What is relevant is the chart and their conviction. Should they buy now and when to sell? So having a new primitive, which is tradable vesting schedule, it became tradable, and it will become a new asset class suitable much more than the liquid token in the future, because consider like, if you want a centralized exchange, but the custody of the tokens inside of every vesting schedule are on chain with a contract, not with a centralized exchange that might fail, such as FTX.
Yeah, tradable vesting schedules. Yeah, and especially that they are focused on giving better incentives for long-term investors, for long-term builders in the other side, because in that way they have time to create value and to make the price go up, but because they're creating value.
It's tricky here, Daniel. It's tricky here. Look, even let's say you took a vesting schedule worth of 20 years. You don't have to keep holding your bag for 20 years. You can sell your bag here. It's tradable vesting schedule.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, like, because your risk aversion can change in time. Like maybe in 5 years, this is not very good for me, but on the other side, I can see in the future that this company is going to do well. So maybe I can buy into your vesting schedule that you don't want anymore, because it's tradable. So people you let the market decide how much is that worth.
Yeah. So Daniel, if you have someone who believes really in your project and he say, look, I'm willing to commit for 20 years. And actually, I don't care if I get the token or not. What I care for is that I can flip my bag whenever I want. I want you to have a healthy economy. I want your chart to be beautiful. I want you to achieve product market fit. And I want you to pump my bag as well, your bag and my bag. That's what everyone wants. They don't want to extract each other. They want just to make profit. But the only way to make profit earlier was like to extract each other's. Right now, by introducing time as an investment variable, it became a totally different game. Like literally, you will have people backing your project for long term, even if they quick flip their allocation. They will be flipping their vesting schedule, not the token in the market.
This is really bullish tech for builders and for traders.
Exactly.
To wrap it up a bit, what's AlignerZ roadmap for the next 6 months, 1 year? You know, this year is happening. I mean, a lot of things are happening in AI, in crypto. People think the world is going to change. So how do you see the development of AlignerZ 6 months, 1 year?
Yeah, our main focus will be the TVS marketplace. It's a think of it of a decentralized exchange specialized in TV assets. where user can trade easily. This is a new primitive, split it and trade it almost as if it is a token if you want. But we have a new variable, which is time. And we want actually, that's what AlignerZ is. It's the TVS marketplace. Being a launchpad is like the early beginning, like the Trojan horse, if you want. How we introduce this new technology by launching project. Okay, how we convert more volume into this TVS marketplace by doing TGEs, by applying like a new model for staking. I believe earlier I mentioned like the vesting schedule being an alternative, like a generate yield. So it can become a new way of staking, like literally there is a lot of applications that can be built on top of it, but our main focus will always be the TVS marketplace, and it's gonna be the first thing we build. A new primitive and a new marketplace for this primitive to grow and to conquer Web3. We want Web3 to become a healthier place, a place for innovation, not a casino built for quick pumps and dumps and insiders only. We want to change the game.
That's the spirit. Yeah. Bullish on AlignerZ. If you fulfill your vision, you will create a lot of great value for the ecosystem. And that's all about what we try to do, to highlight builders that are doing things that actually improve the ecosystem and everyone's lives here. So I wanted to thank you again, Rogers, for being with us here in the basement. And if you have any final words to the builders, the DJs, the traders, the people that will watch this, and now is your opportunity. So thank you again for being with us.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, team. Thank you, Basement. Thank you, Base, actually, for building the perfect layer for AlignerZ to exist, because it's not easy to innovate in Web3. It's something very weird. The market is not used to. It's a big shout out for the base teams. They were like literally very helpful for us. And one final thing I'd like to add here today is that, guys, we are literally having one of the most advanced tech in today's era, which is crypto, which is also the financial infrastructure for AIs as well. It will be in the future. It will literally be like the next big things. AI and Web3 are without any doubt like the next big infrastructures in the space. And we are treating it like a gambling machine. No, the casino will always win, and we cannot win this game. You cannot literally become rich by beating the casino every single time. This game, the casino game, was designed to make profit for the casino, not for us. So we have to change the game. We have to bid responsibly, to invest responsibly, and to remain liquid as well. Remaining liquid is something very essential, and whenever like something happens, liquidity is king. That's why that's one of the main reasons, because I always believe liquidity is king. That's why it was one of the main reasons why we made vesting schedule tradable. We want them to become liquid, not a liquidity chain. So thank you, Basement team. It was beautiful discussion. Keep the good work. Just XBT is like literally like a well-needed AI in the space, and thank you.
Well, thank you again, Rogers. Well, you heard the man. Crypto is here to stay, and it's only going to get better. So really happy to have you here today, and see you guys in the next episode, episode 7 in the basement sessions. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Peace out.